everyone. Welcome to Srimati R.S. Kalaria Primary School English Medium channel. I, Priyanka Purohit, am going to explain you the chapter number 5 from standard 8 English text, and the name is The Tiger's Claw. Students, many of the times we face a sudden situation that we cannot face, and that time we don't think that how to handle it. Suppose that you are going from a forest, and that time you found a snake in front of you, and that time what will you do? So that here in this activity 1, the situations are given, different situations are given, and then you have to think that what can you do in this situation. The first one is given that just like that you are sitting in the garden on a bench and watching the children playing. They are playing and you look up a snake in front of you. That time what you will do? You will run away from there, you will inform to the gardener or the security, or you will tell to the children to run away from there. It's up to you. So you have to think it and you have to write the situation. The second situation is given that you are bending and looking under the bed and helping your grandfather find his sandals. And now the mouse jumps over your hand. That time what you will do? You will call to your parents, or you will knock the cupboard, or where you will see first that where it is going, and then you will tell to your mother. She will knock it, and then the mouse will run away from the house, and then it drive away out of the house. So the third situation is given that you are washing your hands and suddenly a large number of cockroaches came out of the drain. And now in that condition what you will do? If I will be there, then I will throw a cotton on the cockroaches and then wrap it and then throw it in the dustbin. You are alone at home and you hear the door crack and see him. And he is the thief, and that time what we will do? We will call to our neighbors first and then we'll call to police. So the situations are given, different situations are given, and in that situation what we will do, that you have to mention. Now students, I am going to explain you the chapter number 5, and activity 2 is given, The Tiger's Claw. In activity 1, the different situations are given to you, that in these situations, how will you handle yourself. That one situation was just like that you are sitting in a park and the snake is there, then what you will do. Second, just like that mouse jumps over your hand, then, and the third is then the cockroaches are in the basin, that time what you will do. And the fourth one, if a thief enters in your house when you are alone, that time how you are handling him. So now then this is the activity 1. Activity 2, The Tiger's Claw, and let's throw the light on glossary. Muddled means confused. Starlit, lit by stars. Wagging, moving rapidly to and fro. Gleaming, shiny or polished. Rumbling, deep and echoing sound. Cautiously, carefully, perch, sit on. Vicious, violent, inoffensive, harmless, and indignant means angry. These words I will explain you when it will come in the text. But let's start the part 1. I opened my eyes and saw at the door a tiger pushing himself in. It was a muddled moment for me. Muddled means confused moment. Obviously at night, if a tiger is trying to enter in a room, that time we will never think about it that it can be happen with us. So that time it looks like that I am watching a dream. I opened my eyes and saw at the door a tiger is pushing himself in. And it was a muddled moment for me, not being sure whether the dream was continuing or whether I was awake. Because I was not sure that my dream is continuing or I am awake. Because nobody can think that a tiger can enter in your house. At first thought it was station master who was coming in, because the tiger was trying to push himself inside to come inside. So now then first thought which come in the writer's mind, and that was that my friend station master is trying to enter in my room. He is coming. But my dream had fully prepared my mind. Now I am ready to face it. And that was that I saw the thing clearly against the starlit sky. Starlit sky means that the sky which is lighted by stars. In the light of stars, I can see the thing clearly that it was a tiger. He was wagging, his tail was wagging, growling, and above all, his terrible eyes gleaming through the dark. Whenever we see the animal in the dark, that time we found the eyes are gleaming. So here also the tiger's eyes were gleaming. Now I understood the fertilizer company would have to manage without my lecture from the following day. Now I was totally clear that there was a tiger, and now I can find that now I am going to die, because obviously if the tiger is in front of you, it will kill you. So now he thought directly that I am working in a fertilizer company, so the fertilizer company will manage without my lecture for next few days. The tiger himself was rather startled by the noise of the chair and stood hesitating. At a time, what the tiger did, he just started to make the chair's noise. Means he started to move the chair. So the noise was coming from inside, and the tiger was waiting and trying to listen the voice, that which type of voice is coming through in the room. Now he saw me quite clearly in my corner, and as I saw the tiger, I just went to the corner, and he seemed to me telling himself. It was looking just like that he is telling to himself that my dinner is there ready, but let me first know what this clattering noise is about. My dinner is there ready because the writer was there, and obviously the animal who is looking a human being, that time he will be happy to see tiger or lion, that my hunt is there. So this tiger was also thinking, this is the writer's thought, that he is thinking that my dinner is ready, but he want to listen that what type of noise is coming from the room. Now the second paragraph. Somehow wild animals are less afraid of beings than they are of piece of furniture like chairs and tables. They never afraid of this. Chair and table is nothing for it. But I have seen circus men managing a whole menagerie with nothing more than a chair. Menagerie means a collection of wild animals which we see in a circus. Okay, so here he says that generally the animals are never afraid of chair and table, but I have seen circus, that time a circus man easily can handle an animal with the help of chair. And now he was thanking to God, that God gives us such recollections in order to save us at critical moments. This type of critical moments, if sometime happens with us, that time this type of memory can easily make us helpful to think about it, to save us. And as the tiger stood observing me and watching the chair, I put out my hands and with desperate strength drew the table towards me. And now I was standing in the corner, and that time I was having only chair to save myself. And when the tiger was looking me, here the writer is telling everything, that when the tiger is looking me, that time I generally desperately drew the table towards me. So now he was having a table and a chair. And also the stool, one more stool was there. So now he dragged it also. I sat with my back to the corner. The table wedged me in nicely with the corner. I set the table in the corner very nicely. I sat under it, and the stool walled up another side. One side I just arranged a table. Other side, on the two sides which was open, in one side I just arranged a stool and the another side I arranged a chair. While I dragged the table down, a lot of things fell off it. A table lamp, a long knife and pins, because there were so many things on the table, and as the writer drew the table desperately, so many things fell down it. There was a table lamp, there was a long knife and pins also. Evidently, he didn't like his meal to be so completely shut out of sight. Obviously, animal never thinks that his hunt, his meal will be invisible from his sight. So here the tiger was continuously looking the writer. So he cautiously advanced a step or two, making a sort of rambling noise in his throat, a deep sound from his throat. He was continuously making a noise from his throat which seemed to shake up a little station house. That was shaking up the little station house because it was a night time and then his voice was coming loud. My end was nearing. I really pitied the woman whose lot it was to have become my wife. Now here the writer was very much worried about his wife, because he was thinking that as I would die, then what would be happened with my wife. So here he was worried. Now in the paragraph 3, I held up the chair like a shield and flourished it. Now the writer thought that I have to save my life. So what he do? He just held up the chair like a shield and flourished it. Flourished it means move it here and there. And the tiger hesitated and fell back a step or two. As he came one step into ahead, as he saw that the writer is flourishing the chair, he went again a step or two behind. Now once again we spent some time watching for each other movements. I held my breath and waited. Now I was waiting that what the tiger is going to do next. The tiger stood there fiercely waving his tail, which sometimes struck the side walls and sank for the third. The tiger was moving his tail, and once it was striking with the wall and again it was going from the another side. He suddenly crouched down, sat without taking his eyes off me. He just crouched down. He crouched down means sit on and without taking his eyes off me, and scratched the floor with his claws. And now he started to scratching the floor with his claws. He is sharpening them from me. The writer was thinking that he was making sharp of his nails for me, to eat me. I told myself. The little shack had already acquired the smell of a zoo. Obviously, if you are going visit to a zoo, that time you will find a different type of smell there, because there are wild animals. So a wild animal, tiger was in the narrator's room. So that time that smell is coming like a zoo. And that smell we never liked, and it made me sick. So this smell was making sick to the writer. The tiger kept scratching the floor with his forepaws. It was the most hideous sound you could think of. You will never think that which type of sound it is coming. You will never think that he was continuously scratching the floor with his forepaws. So now that next I will explain you the next activity. Now the next part 2, activity 5. All of a sudden he sprang up and flung his entire weight on this lot of furniture. And when the tiger saw that the writer is sitting behind the table, that time now he thought very first that what actually the writer was doing. He observed. And then lastly, all of a sudden he just jumped over his on his table, over the table with his entire weight. I thought it would be reduced to matchwood. Reduced means broken. Then he thought, obviously if the animal was not lightweight, it was heavy. So when the tiger jumped over the table, that time the writer thought that now all the furniture will be broken. But fortunately your railways have a lot of foresight and choose the heaviest timber for their furniture. They are having a long thought that in future that it might be help to somebody. So this furniture was very heavy and it was made from timber. So he said that thank to the railways that he choose the heaviest timber for their furniture so that I could save my life, and so that saved me. The tiger could do nothing more than perch himself on the roof of the table. Perch, here the meaning of perch is sit on, and hang down his paws. He tried to strike me down. The tiger was continuously trying to reach to the writer. He was sitting on the table and he just hang out his paws and trying to reach to the writer. But I parried with a chair and stool, but I had saved myself with a chair and a stool. The table rocked under me. I felt smothered. Smothered means suffocated. I was feeling suffocated there because the smell was making me sick. I could feel his breath on me, and even he was exactly sitting on the table, so I was feeling his breathing. He sat completely covering the top and went on shooting his paws in my direction. Now he sat completely, the table was small and he was completely covering the table and went on shooting his paws in my direction, continuously sending his paws during my direction. He would have scooped portion, means when the tiger and animal was eating meal, that time which type of portion you have seen? That portion, he was sitting in that portion, means bit out meal out of me for his use so that he can eat me. But fortunately I sat right in the corner. A hair's breadth out of his reach on any side. He was not reaching me to my hair also. I am out of reach totally from his reach. He made vicious sound. He was making a very horrible sound and wriggled over my head and continuously moving over my head. He could have knocked the chair to one side and dragged me out if he had come down. Now I was thinking that as he will come down, that time he will drag the chair and he will put me outside. And out of it he had come down, but somehow the sight of the chair seemed to worry him for a time. But then tiger was, I think, that afraid from this chair. So then he was not coming down. He preferred to be out of its reach. He thought that I am out of his reach. This battle went on for a while. I cannot say how long. I cannot say how long it was going on, but it took a time because he was continuously making a noise from the table. He was sitting on the table and moving and was trying to reach me. Now time had come to a dead stop in my world. He jumped down and walked about the table. Now he jumped down and walked about the table, looking for a gate, and now he was trying to look me from the gate. I rattled the chair a couple of times. Rattled means to make noise. This type of noise. He moving here and there and to make a noise. But very soon it lost all its terror for him. Obviously, continuously, if the tiger will see that the chair he was using and this is not making me harmful, so then he can do his work. So he said that I rattled the chair a couple of times, but very soon it lost all its terror for him. He petted the chair and found it inoffensive. Now he touched the chair and he found that this chair is harmless for me. Now means that the writer cannot harm me with this chair. At this discovery, he tried to hurl it aside. He tried to move this chair aside. But I was too quick for him. I swiftly drew it towards me and wedged it tight into the arc of the table. But I was more faster than him and I just took the chair drew the chair and settled it within the arc of the table. And the stool protected me from another side. I was more or less in a stockade made of the legs of furniture. I was very much comfortable in the stockade, means a fence with the made with the help of furniture. I am sitting behind it. He sat up on his haunches and in front of me. He sit on the on his body, means haunches means to sit on one side, and wondering how best to get me. And he was thinking that how he can get me from this stockade. Now the chair, table and stool had formed a solid block with me at their heart, and they could withstand all his tricks, and they all are nicely arranged with its tricks. He scrutinized my arrangement. Scrutinize means observe. He was observing my arrangement with great interest, espied a gap and thrust his paw in. And when he found that there is a gap between furniture, then as he thrust his paw in, it dangled in my eyes with the curled claws opening out towards me. Dangled means move, to try to reach to me. So he was continuously moving in front of my eyes. His claws, his paw was continuously moving in front of my eyes, and his curved claws opening out towards me. I felt very angry at the sight of it. Why should I allow the offensive to be developed on his own way? Why I allowed him to kill me? Why I cannot save my life? And this action of tiger was continuously making me angry when his paws was moving in front of me. I felt very indignant. I was very angry, and the long knife from the station master's table was lying nearby. A long knife was lying nearby to me, so I took it and I picked the tip and drove it into the paws of tiger. He withdrew his paw, and now as I drove the knife in his paw, he just withdrew it because it was giving him pain. Maddened by pain, he was mad with the pain. He jumped up and nearly brought down the room. He jumped everywhere so that he can tolerate it, and then tried to crack to bits the entire stockade. And he tried to break all the stockade which was there to get me. He did not succeed, but then also he was not succeeded to get me. He once again thrust his paw in. I employed the knife to good purpose. I was having the knife for my good purpose, and here what was the good purpose? The writer was saving his life. Actually, it was not allowed to kill anyone, to harm the animals, but here the writer was trying to help to save his life. So he said that I was using the knife with the good purpose and cut off a digit with the claw on it. And now what I did, he was again and again entering his paw to kill me. So that time I just cut his 3 claws with the help of the knife. It was a fight to finish between him and me, and I cut it because the fight which was continuously going on. So I want to finish his war and with this fight. So that's why I just cut 3 claws of it. He returned again and again to the charge to kill me, but I cut out, and let me confess that 3 claws. Now here the writer is confessing that 3 claws before I had done with him. Before I did anything him, I just cut 3 claws and the tiger ran away. I had become as bloodthirsty as he. I also become as bloodthirsty as the tiger was. As the tiger was trying to kill me and want to eat me. So same like that, I also became the bloodthirsty because the tiger didn't leave my room. So that's why I had to cut 3 claws of it. And now those claws mounted on gold are hanging around the necks of my daughters. Now what he did, he just framed these 3 claws in the necklace, and now mounted these 3 claws in a necklace of gold, and and then that are hanging around the necks of my daughter. And you can come to see them if you like sometime. If you want to see that nails, then you can go to see him. So here in this story, the writer is just telling you an incident which happened with him, and in that case how he saved himself. So it says, actually it is saying that many different types of situations we are getting in our life. So in that situation, how can we save ourselves, and then what can we do? That is given in this story. Okay students, now then activity 6 and 7 are the meanings and the question answer. Now let's look at the activity 8 that is given in your text. In this lesson you come across words denoting sounds like growling, rumbling, thud, and did you notice that this is these words are having the sounds words. This is called the sound words because these are not having any kind of meaning. This is just a sound words. Such words are called onomatopoeic words. These words are called onomatopoeic words. They are often used in the poetry. The poet used these kinds of words in its poetry. The figure of speech. Whenever you find this type of words in the poem, this is called onomatopoeia, figure of speech. Okay, this is very important. So here these examples are given. Then when the sound of babies, when the babies walk, that time the sound is coming, that is lisping of babies. The sound of keys, we say that jingling of keys. The silk sound, the sound word which we use when the silk we are rubbing the silk, that is called rustling of silk. Zooming of motorbike, you have listened many times when you ride a bike, that time the sound will come the zooming. Swishing of the cane, gurgling of water, clicking of glass, twanging of guitar string, screeching of brakes, popping of corks, shuffling of feet, tingling of steel. These different sounds we use for this particular object, so that we can define the sound. So these are the word sound: lisping, jingling, rustling, zooming, swishing. These are the sound words, and this is called onomatopoeic. And when you are using in the poetry, that is called the figure of speech, onomatopoeia. Okay, so here the activities are over. And now then I explain you that unit 5 from standard 8 English text, and so now you keep learning, and we will meet again in our next session. Till then, goodbye, take care.